Well, catch him eating. Oh, the frequency in use. Well, is this frequency in use since it was off frequency? Good evening. My name is Paul, K4PEW with the Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Yeah, pretty sure it wasn't. Never has been. I don't think there ever will be. If there is, I'll be shocked. I'll probably have an emergency. The net may be broken at any time for emergency traffic, but it's better to call 911 first. And then just lay down and enjoy yourself until they show up. For information on this Stelly Net, you can see us on YouTube right now, either by looking up K4PEW, that might call on the search block, or you can look us up on the same search block under the word Brain Trusts, BRAINT or TRUSTS. One word, but two words mixed together. Or you can see us on our regular website, 146415.net, or on Yahoo Groups on MJ_SS. That's Mike Juliet _Sierra Sierra. That's on Yahoo Groups, or an email to me, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday. And we conduct the net on, of course, 146.415 FM Simplex. The purpose of the net is to have fun, support, and help people get their stations so they can see how well they do. That's why the meter here is on the screen, so you can see what's going on. See how your signal compares to others that comes into my station. And it helps people understand how well their station's working. Just a little break there. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events and activities in support of the local community. Let me give my announcements first in case others have something. Tomorrow night is the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's net at 8 p.m. on 147.105 with a plus offset, and on 156.7 p.m. And I don't think we have any more announcements besides. Anybody else have any announcements? I guess not. We can start taking check-ins, and I didn't. Hold on one second. I forgot where we started last night. Well, can't tell where we started. I don't know where we started. I have to get my archives. Don't look very good. So I'm not going to take the time to look at them now, but I'm pretty sure I started in the south. So we're starting with the east tonight. East, and this is number, I think, 5. I forget what it is, too. I'll have to look that up later. We'll figure it. I changed notebooks. That's why I don't have it right in front of me. Going starting from the east. Please come now.
W84ZHI.
Hello, James. Doing okay? I got a dog screeching in the background.
It's not me.
No. Get. What? Get. No, it's a new dog. I can't see. She thinks she's going to get fed some while I'm sitting here. I don't know why. So you doing all right?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I bark a little while for some food.
Oh, yeah. You'll catch me screaming if I haven't had anything to eat, that's for sure. So did you do anything decent today?
I don't do stuff decent.
Trying to see you do indecent stuff during the day?
If I can get away with it.
I'm pretty sure you don't, but it sounds funny. Well, very good, James. Good to have you in there. You using the same old antenna?
Same old.
Yeah, well, it's working good. I'm not complaining. You can see your, I don't know if you're looking on the web or not, but you can see your signal.
But I had about 20-something years.
Oh, the antenna you've had for 20 years? Well, they're still doing 60 over.
I got about 1992, I think.
Wow. Man, you've been him a lot longer than me, almost twice as long. Well, very good, James. Good to have you in there. Glad you're here. Hey, listen, by the way, I do have an announcement. I think we do need to do the breakfast this coming Saturday, since it's a 5-weekend month. We won't have another breakfast for another 2 weeks. So I'm glad it came to mind here at the front end here. Breakfast at Courtney's this Saturday. Of course, the next one will be 2 weeks from this Saturday, since this is the last weekend of the month. So anyway, good. I'm glad I didn't think about you in particular, but it came to mind when you said that. All right, good to have you in there. That was James, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. He's here in Mount Juliet. Who else do we have east of Mount Juliet Road?
KG4MZ.
You've been hiding from me all day, have you, Kevin?
No, just hadn't heard John there.
Nah, I was doing other stuff. I was working out in the yard, and weed whacking, and I got my legs are still covered with grass.
Yeah, if you're using that weed whacker, it sure do it to you. Sting you too. If you don't got pants on, or pair of shoes that will reflect rocks. It seems like every time I use that daggone weed eater, every time, Paul, I'll hit a rock and it hits me right directly on my big toe, right there on the tip of it. Every time, it's like clockwork. I could almost set my clock to it.
Well, you got a big toe the size of an apple?
No, but it sure hits it like it is.
Yeah, I know. It's always one manages to get me on my shin somewhere, and it looks like, well, it usually leaves a good pock mark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I dropped the power supply on my toe today. And that, boy, I'm going to tell you what, you want to tell somebody to stop cussing, I think I was still cussing. My brain's still cussing. Yeah, man, shoot, that old power supply ain't heavy, or it ain't light. That's for sure. But, yeah, I moved some stuff around here today. Didn't do too much radioing. Moving a lot of junk around, trying to dust up a bunch of stuff, vacuum up underneath the bed, all that other good stuff, trying to clean up a little bit, act like it's spring.
I take everything and just shove it under the bed. That way you can't see.
Well, I couldn't get my dogs to come out from under it. I think they were trapped because I had so much stuff under it.
I got you. Yeah, no, I was out there weed whacking and cleaning up the driveway, and after I did the edging, and just looks pretty, but it's still a pain.
Yeah, I hear you, and I can sympathize with that. It's pretty, but still a pain. All right, well, I'll let you go. I don't keep you tied up too long. You take care of it there, Paul. We'll talk to you here in a little bit. JT4, I think.
All right, Kevin. That was Kevin over in Lebanon. Yeah. Weed whacking's a pain. Every time I think about it, if I was wealthy, I'd be paying somebody else to do my lawn. Who else we got? That was Kilo. Go for it. Mike India Zulu Kevin over in Lebanon, just west of downtown. Who else? Who else was east of Mount Juliet? Hello, Earl. You still doing all right? You survived since the Ham Fest over there by your house?
Yeah, I'm still surviving and still clucking away there. And got my headlights replaced in my truck today. Right all over town. Got the end of the cycle deals taken care of. Man, oh man, I never knew how buying the simplest things are so confusing. Which light bulb, what light bulb, and how come that light bulb versus this light bulb? They all look the same on the outside except for the inside, except for the fasteners and everything. Like, how come there's so many different light bulbs?
Oh, if you only knew how many there were in total, man, it's like there must be a million different styles.
Yeah, that's got her done. I should have took before and after pictures, but I guess I locked him away in my gray matter up here. So anyway, y'all be good, be careful. Everything's hunky dory over here in the big city of Norrie. KB4 DEC. Back to you, Paul.
All right, very good, Earl. You're sounding good. Good audio. Signal's low, but I think some conditions are kind of crappy tonight. That was Earl Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and he's in Noreen, just there east of Cedars 11. Who else east of Mount Juliet?
W4EB.
Hey, Eddie, how goes you?
I do it very well. Very well. Just trying to get a late start on getting stuff up. I've been procrastinating today.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that myself. I think I got a PhD in procrastination.
I hope you're not as bad as me. I'm looking at a list from 6 months ago.
I think my list might be longer than that and older than that too.
Oh well. Hope everybody's doing okay tonight, and looking forward to the next breakfast. And anybody heard from Dan? I hadn't heard him on the air.
Which Dan? Oh yeah, I haven't heard him recently. I think he was on a net, one of the last two nets. I don't know. Nobody else has heard him, but he normally gets on during nets. I don't hear him during the day too often.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering how he's doing.
Yeah, I'm with you. If I get to talk to his son, I'll find out. All right, very good. That was Eddie, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-Ray, and he's over in Gladeville, just east of Mount Juliet, and south of 40. Who else east of Mount Juliet? Moving up to the north, please come on. North 11 Road.
K4WKU.
Hey, that was a big, strong signal. Did you do your net tonight? I forgot to check in. I was busy.
No, I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, that's right. Not Wednesday nights. It's Thursday nights. No wonder I couldn't do it tonight.
No, I don't do it on your night.
No, I was just, for some reason, I had it in my mind that it was tonight, but obviously it's not. It's tomorrow night. How are Thursdays turning out? Any good?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's better than Tuesday night during the club night.
Well, club night was a little weak. Would you have 3?
4.
Does that include you?
That included me and KI4SIB.
Yeah, I remember. I heard part of that. I think I heard all of it. I don't always know what I can't hear. So yeah. So anyway, well, on a club night, no, you're not going to get much success, I'm sure. How come you're not at the club meeting?
I got to do the net.
Okay. That's your excuse. Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's too bad, really, that it coincides that way, but you can't avoid it. Well, very good, Steve. You got a good signal tonight.
Thank you, sir. You're sounding good up here in Bowling Green, too.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you're about an S3 or so. I think I saw that's what it was, but the audio is real strong. Very good. That was Steve. He's up there just north of Bowling Green. That's Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo Whiskey. Whiskey WKU, not whiskey. Can't even write right. K4WKU. By the way, you know that other call, the one for the Western Kentucky University, theirs expired.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. You know, the W4WKU.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to get that one, too.
If you want to. Then everybody will think you're Western Kentucky University. Anyways, it's confusing. It is because you've got that WKU as well. Not that it matters. Well, very good. That was Steve. Again, he's up in Bowling Green, K4WKU. And good to have you in there, Steve. Good signal. Who else we got north of Mount Juliet?
WE4E.
Hey, Danny, I was just thinking about you the other day. I haven't heard from you in a little while.
Yeah. One thing leads to another, and I end up getting sidetracked and not making it out here. Though that's been true the last two or three nets. You know, it's best laid plans of mice and men.
Oh, believe me, I know. Yeah, a lot of the issues the other things we procrastinate, I procrastinate on are I come to the end of the day at 6 o'clock, and you go, I can't call that person because it's after hours again. I got to stop doing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of the same thing with here, and like I said, one thing leads to another, and I end up doing something with one of my daughters or the other, or both, or something, and it usually happens at about 7:55. So just kind of how that works, I guess. But nice being here with you guys tonight.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad you could be there. Good signal as always from Hendersonville. Of course, it's an easy trip between you and me. I'd ask you how my signal is up there, but I think I already know.
Yeah. Then my needle would have to go higher in order for me to really tell you.
Okay. Well, very good. That's Danny, Whiskey Echo 4 Echo in Hendersonville. It's distant only because it's across the river or the lake, whichever we're calling it today from me. We'll almost due north. And it's Whiskey Echo 4 Echo. Who else we got north? Please come in. Nothing. Going over to the west of Mount Juliet. Please come in. Anybody west of the Mount Juliet, west of Wilson County? Anybody in Davidson, Pegram, whatever is west?
Whiskey 4, Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Are you the whatever is west?
I guess so. I just was walking up the steps and heard the word west.
Ah, you're right on the money. Well, very good. How you doing, John?
Oh, good. I've had literally a 24-hour house maintenance marathon day and night, but today I actually got a lot of stuff accomplished.
Oh boy, 24 hours.
Well, sometimes it's just some of these things are so hot, especially roof stuff, that it's easier to do it under lights at night.
Oh, how well I know. The last time I did, I re-roofed a house, which was my house, and I forget how long it was. It had to be somewhere around 2000, maybe. No, it was before that. It was in 1990 something. I said I'll never do that again in the summer.
But the good thing is, I feel sort of like Lyndon Johnson. I now sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Is that what he said? Is that his phrase?
That's the way he referred to Vietnam.
Yeah, a pretty long tunnel. He wasn't looking very hard.
Yeah, it was long. But the sooner I get done, and I can get back to the serious stuff like antennas.
Yeah. What? Oh, you mean with your HF antennas?
Well, I've still got this whole VHF, UHF situation, and I got lucky and found a really nice German-made remote antenna switch that, for some reason, HRO had it marked down real low. I don't even know why they would carry such an item, because it's usually a special order, but they just happen to have one, and it can handle up to a kilowatt at VHF, UHF.
Wow. Yeah, if you'll notice, we don't get much out of Europe in the ham radio.
Yeah, I mean this is a thing that's made specifically for the moon bounce guys. Of course it'll do HF, but there are a lot cheaper solutions for HF.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I was not complain about it. I just happen to notice, they talk about the European Union, and because they make a lot of nice stuff in Germany and many other places in Europe, but we don't see hardly any of it because it costs too darn much to get over here.
Yeah, I opened this little box up. It is just, it's what I call Porsche beautiful. These beautiful impactors. The relays look like, switch high voltage.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I remember when I got a used, in fact, a fairly old Mercedes 300. I think it was a 300D. I think it was. It was a turbo diesel. And I looked at that car. I had never owned a Mercedes of any kind before. I looked at that car close, and I looked at how they put the engine components together, and I said, dang, how come we can't do this?
Yeah, it's really almost like jewelry.
Well, they take their time with their engineering, and I don't know. It was just great the way they were doing it. Really, really high class. You can see why they have such a good reputation. But anyway, so this antenna switch, how many antennas connect to it?
It'll do 4. And see, my goal was, I mean, I've got the M squared beams. It's just I didn't want to run. You know, I mean, if this was HF, it would be no big deal at all. But you know, I wanted to use LMR 600, and I don't want to run 4 pieces of LMR 600 up there.
I got you. I'm with you. I'm in the same boat. That was my next step. I thought I should buy an antenna switch. And the only ones I've seen are the ones from MFJ.
Yeah, this one's made, in fact, there's a company here in the States that markets it, and I mean, they're usually up in the $500-600 range, and for some reason, I just happened to look at HRO, and there this thing is for a little over, I think it was $250.
That's still pretty pricey.
Yeah, but you know, it should be the only one I need.
Oh, yeah, for probably for the rest of your life.
Yeah, do it once, do it right.
That's right. And then leave it for somebody else to dispense with. Go.
Yeah, and you know, whoever ends up with my estate, I'm sure it'll go for $10.
Well, I don't know. It'll be like I remember I tell that story that years ago, not too many years ago, I thought to myself, you know, I see the images on people's obits, you know, they'll say Kiwanis or Knights of Columbus image, you know, their logo or the, you know, any of those things. Or some people just have crosses or stars of David. And I said to somebody, one of my buddies, you know, I really ought to have one just that shows like an ARRL symbol, you know, or some symbol of ham radio on an obituary. He goes, you better not. He goes, as soon as you see that on there, when the funeral's scheduled, there'll be 3 hams over there stealing all the equipment.
Yeah, in fact, they will be there before the service starts.
Anyway, yeah, nothing like advertising. You have equipment that's left unattended. All right, very good, John. It was John, Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo. He's over in Bellevue. Who else? West, please come in. Hey, man, we're getting you like 3 nets in a row. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing all right. Got my staples pulled out today, so I'm kind of healing up slowly but surely.
Yeah, that staples don't do too bad, did they, for you?
That's the first time I actually had them. You know, he put the glue on me as well. You know, he glued the incision and staples on top of it. But you know, I didn't. I tolerated them okay.
Yeah, when I had my gallbladder out a long time ago, they took the staples out. I went in and scheduled it. I went to the surgeon, and I walked in, and the doctor wasn't there, so he didn't do it. And it didn't appear that the girl who did it, it seemed like she was the secretary. I'm not joking. And she took that little crimper. Is that what they use, a crimper on you that pulls it out, kind of a staple remover?
Yeah, something, a little apparatus like that.
Yeah, well, I had several more staples than you did because it was an incision that was about 6 or 8 inches wide. And anyway, she pulls out all the staples, which wasn't a big deal. And then she poured, I don't know what she poured on those, the remaining holes, but it stung like crazy when she did that. I thought, you could have not done that for me.
He didn't pour anything on mine. He just pulled the staples out, threw them away, and then that was it. I mean, I was on my way after I got some paperwork, taken care of.
But everything seems to be going well post-surgery?
Yeah, a lot of bruising, but other than that, just, I guess that's to be expected, but just, got soreness. And, that's, kind of going away a little bit day by day.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, they've made great strides because, I had mine. It was more traumatic, and even in the years previous to that, when they did, as I mentioned, when they did those gallbladders, they would cut you from all the way from the center of your sternum, well, just below the sternum, down to your right hip. I'm not sure why they do it that big, but they did. Anyway, yeah, it was good to have you in the Yankee 4 golf, and he just had some gallbladder surgery, and he's doing fine, thankfully. Anybody else, Wes, please come now. It's good to have you in there, Jeff.
84IAL.
Hey, Harold, how you doing?
Hi. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. They figured out all your hardware, software stuff in the plant there, so you can stay the full 8 hours.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're running wide open. Look like a bunch of muskrats running around there putting cars together.
Well, I'm sure that's true every day. I mean, it's that kind of production always cracks me up to see that level of production on something that seems so sophisticated, yet when you pump out that many cars in a day, it's obviously a very well orchestrated deal.
Oh yeah, yeah. But everything's going well. I was just sitting here. I was watching YouTube. I was watching a Harvey Spooner YouTube on some kind of Honda 200 ATV that he picked up real cheap. And all of a sudden I saw yours pop up. I thought, well, I better come on over here.
All right. Well, there's no rules. You don't have to be here. We don't kick anybody off for non-attendance, you know.
Oh no. It's just fun to support.
Oh, I know. It's good to have you in there. Everything going all right for you otherwise?
Yep. Still ornery as all ever.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what's funny is in ham radio, you don't really run into too many ornery people. Did you notice that?
Very true. Very true.
Usually optimistic people looking for fun and conversation. It's kind of funny how I guess the ornery people would just stay on HF and they get over there on those really weird channels, on those weird frequencies.
Well, I don't know about that, but I still don't have the HF rig hooked up over here. I got to tear the back of a cabinet out so I can run the antennas to it and make up another jumper. But hey, it's all on the same desk now, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is nice. Now that you've got your shack back in the house, you're in like Flint, as they say.
Exactly.
Well, very good, Harold. Good to have you in there again. That was Kilo Delta 4 India Alpha Lima, and he is over there near the airport, southeast of Nashville. Great signal. He's just thrilled to have his shack back in his house. His son moved out and bought a house up in Clarksville. He's got his house back now. Very good. Good here. Good signal too, Harold. Of course, you're not too far away from me. Who else we got? West. Company's coming.
Yeah, that's KD8RRO Kirby.
Hey, Kirby, you doing well?
Yes, I am, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You catch me in the afternoon when I go out late and do that yard work and kind of just I don't mind it. I hate doing it in the dead of the summer afternoon, so I wait until like 6 o'clock to do it. And, I don't know, it's a pain, but I enjoy it.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's what I've been doing all day. Been doing a little digging and stuff like that. And, yeah, made a day out of it working out in the
yard. Kirby, I forget, where are you located?
I'm over here in Mount Juliet, over here in Triple Crown Subdivision, right behind you.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget that? You're just. I could look out the window if I had a window in this room facing you. You'd probably see your house. Well, I can't do that because of the trees, but it's a good thought. I don't know how I could forget that, Kirby.
Oh yeah, copy that there. Yeah, I got a couple of updates. So I'm going to Lowe's or whatever, and I'm going to buy all the stuff that I need. I just got me a end that I needed or whatever to start. I'm going to build me a homemade antenna over here for, of course, 2 meter stuff like that. So maybe I'll be able to sound a little bit better. And of course, then I'll have to get me some coax and stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been working on is getting all the little pieces and parts that I needed to get that together and stuff. But I'm still going to try to get me a 2 meter radio, for inside a base, so I don't have to talk on this walkie no more.
No, I got you. By the way, I'll say that again. Kirby's looking for a used 2 meter, doesn't have to be a dual band, but a used 2 meter radio, 50 watt, hopefully. And that's where most of them are. But if anybody's got a used one they're willing to sell cheap, Kirby's looking. Isn't that right, Herbie?
Oh yeah, copy that there. Yeah, I mean, or if somebody needs some work done or something like that, I'm willing and able to do that also.
All right, very good. Just want to put that out there. Kirby, that's Kilo Delta 8 Romeo Oscar, and he's here just behind me in Mount Juliet, about a quarter mile just west of me. All right, Kirby, I'll let you know if anybody jumps in there or lets me know. And is your email good on QRZ?
Yes, sir, it is. And it's also good on the your page. Also, that's how I got the notification tonight about the net. So, and the link works great, by the way. You just push here, and it brings you right to it. There, no doubt. But anyway, yeah. Thank you very much for mentioning that and stuff like that. And yeah, all my email information is good.
All right, very good. He's good on QRZ and looking for a 2-meter rig. Anybody else? That's Kilo Delta 8 Romeo Romeo Oscar here in Mount Juliet. And who else is west of Mount Juliet? Please come in.
KN4 CJF.
Oh, you're running late tonight, huh?
I've been trying to get in there.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I know, man. Everybody's stepping on my head.
Well, you got to be better. Oh, we're pushing about S8, so it's not like your signal's low.
Okay. I guess I'm just a little slow on the trigger.
I guess. You need to get that. Maybe that's what they ought to do. They ought to sell a mic that's supposedly faster than others, the quick trigger.
Yeah, that's what I need, one of those gunslinger mics.
Well, very good. Is everything going well for your work?
Yes, sir. We'll say hi to everybody on the net. Glad to be here. Glad to hear your voice there, Paul.
Well, glad to hear you in there. I hear every once in a while calling out to talk to your bro. Is he there tonight?
And he is. He's slower than me.
Oh, yeah. He's a remedial hand.
Yeah, he actually jumped on the text and man, are you going? He couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I really can't. It's hard for me to read that and talk and push the button and do all that stuff at the same time. I rarely look over there to see who's talking on that on the text thing on the side of the YouTube thing. Well, very good, Rick. Good to have you in there. That's Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot. He is over in Ashland City. Good stretch from here. Good signal to here, though, but about a S7, S8 bouncing around there, doing real well. Who else, Wes, please come
KT4TN.
KT4TN, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good down here in Franklin for an old man. How you doing?
For an old man. I forget. How old, should I ask how old you are? Because I'm 70.
I just turned, well, I'm young, man, compared to you, but I just had a birthday the other day, and I was 64.
Yeah, well, it's no, I don't know. It's a state of mind, really. As long as you're healthy and as long as you can sit upright and take solid food, you're not old yet.
Yeah, well, I always gauge it by I'm 6 foot above ground instead of 6 foot below ground.
There you go. Yeah, you can. I don't know. You can dwell on that stuff if you want to, but it's hard to have a good time if you're thinking about death all the time.
That's correct. Did you have a phone number for KD8RRO? I may have a 2-meter radio around here that I might get rid of. I may not. I can't remember.
Hey, Kirby, do you have a phone number that you can contact somebody? Kirby, you still there?
Copy that there. Yes, I do. It is 615-516-0447.
All right, very good. Were you able to copy that, Randy?
No, I can't copy him at all.
Okay, it's 516-0447. And of course, that's a 615. 516-0447.
And 615. Got it. Thank you.
Very good. I hope it works out for you guys. That was Randy, Kilo Tango 4 Tango November, and he is, I believe, Franklin. Isn't that correct, Randy?
That's correct, Franklin.
Yeah, very good. I just looked up your QRZ page, and it says College Grove, but I don't think that's where you live.
Well, College Grove mailing address, house burnt. So I'm temporary in town. I'll be back in College Grove hopefully by December.
Ah, very good. College Grove has got some pretty high ground over there, doesn't it?
It's spots, yeah. There's some big hills off in there in between where I'm at. I'm actually down at a little place called Holt Corner. I'm west of Holt Corner, about 2.5 miles, which is south of College Grove, and what they call, let's see,
I forget the other little community in between, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar. Well, I'm not familiar with that area at all, so you can tell me just about anything. But yeah, it's how long will that take you to get back into a place down where you got your house with?
Well, they've started the rebuild and everything, after dealing with insurance and all that, which I guess for one time I did good, so they gonna do us right. So, but anyway, I'm gonna say Christmas or January.
Okay. Well, I hope it goes well for you. Construction's always a pain in the butt. That was Randy, Kilo Tango Ford Tango November. He's in Franklin, at least until the end of the year. Good signal. Good to have you in there, and hope you can help out Kirby with that radio deal. Who else west of Mount Juliet?
KM4YRF. I'm Rick's much slower brother.
Yeah, you're the Fredo of the family.
Rick.
I got such a kick out of that story.
You doing all right, Paul?
I'm doing fantastic. I think I am anyway. I'm healthy. Well, I'd say wealthy and wise, but I'm not sure either of those are true.
I hear that. Me either.
If I was, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I had all the money in the world. I'm not sure what I'd do. Maybe I'd just get a better, a higher. That's what I'd do, and I'd repaint my 2005 Ford.
Well, that sounds like a good plan.
Yes. And then I'd buy a Mercedes or something. Yeah, the Mercedes I did own, I paid $5,000 for it. It was 20 years old.
Yeah, my son has an old Mercedes SUV, and they're expensive to work on.
Yeah. Fortunately, they don't need much work too often if they're treated right. I know I bought that one for my son, who was a senior in high school, and he seemed to like it a lot.
Yeah, mainly the only problem that he had with it was the fan clutch seized up, slung the fan blade through the radiator.
Well, that can happen to a lot of cars.
Oh yeah.
Well, very good. That was Michael, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's in Bellshire. It's good to have you in there, Michael. And yeah, you're not as slow as your brother says you are, I'm sure. Who else we got west? Please come in.
Katie for OEN. Good evening, Paul, and all the guys out there. We need some ladies to check in now. How are you tonight? Are your chiggers better?
Oh yeah, at least they don't itch anymore. See, what's funny is even though they're gone, those little sores will itch for like 5 days.
I know, they stay forever, but I'm glad they're going away, and it seems slow. But anyway, glad you're doing something better, and hope everybody out there is having a good evening.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's doing fine. It's been a nice day. It's been a nice couple of days where it's not been in the mid-90s like it was before, but it's nice to have days like this.
I absolutely love and the lower humidity, and love sitting on the porch in the evening. It just feels good. It's good to get some fresh air and enjoy it. So I will pass the mic over here to Marty and let him check in. Hope you all have a good rest of your evening. K4OEN.
Yeah, very good, Mary. Looking forward to talking to Marty here.
KD4 BQK. And, let's see. I'm doing okay. Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I was going to say, after Mary was talking about it's nice to be outside, and it's nice to be outside, and it's so much easier working when it's not so hot and humid. It just makes it fun to be outside.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the dogs like it.
Oh yeah, this is, I think I told you about the dog, but I know I did. The newest dog we have is really, really overweight. The Weimaraner. I gotta say, not Weimaraner. The wiener dog here. She's lost. I think she's probably lost a little weight because she's a lot more active than she was when we got her 10 days ago. I've been feeding her on a diet. Now when she gets excited, she runs as fast as she can run on those short little legs and still being heavy, but it's hilarious to watch.
Yeah, we want pictures. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think you got some of those pictures. You can see how heavy she is. Well, very good, Marty. It was good to have you in there. You sound like you're doing great. And Mary, appreciate you being there as well. That was Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November. That was Mary. And then, of course, Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo Marty. Great signal, of course, on the same radio in the same household. Good to have you in there. And that's from Belshire. Who else we west? South of Mount Juliet, south of 40. Please come in.
Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. That's no fault.
Hey, Sully, I think somebody was in there too, but we'll wait on that. You doing all right, Mr. Sullivan?
Doing fine. If I'm doing any better, call me Paul.
I don't know if you want to carry around this much weight or not. I don't think it fit on your frame.
I don't know. I used to be heavier myself. So anyway, well, I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. And I know others lining up behind me. Just want to say good evening. Check in, see how everybody's doing. Carry on, my brother. Enjoy it. Y'all have a good night, everybody. KR4AZ clear to you.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Your signal comes up just a tiny little portion. It looks like about a 16th of an inch short of the 60 over, which is unusual to have it come up short like that.
Well, maybe like an old. No, you can't. This wouldn't forward modulate like the old CB days. Everybody be whistling in the mic, trying to get it to go forward a little bit. So I won't go that route, huh?
No, you're doing fine. I don't think I'd worry about that. It just looks funny because most signals with that strength go right to the, they just peg the meter, and yours just came up short of 60, which is, I don't think it's a big deal. It just looked funny. Well, very good. That was Tim, and that's Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu, and he's in Murfreesboro. Doing a great job out of Murfreesboro, but I can work handhelds, unfortunately, work handhelds out of Mount Juliet. Out of Murfreesboro. Just due to my location due north of them. All right, who else we got south?
Okay, 4HQE.
Ah, you're coming in a little late. How you doing there, Stan?
Doing well, Paul. How about you?
I couldn't. If I was any better, I'd be KR4AZ. No, I'd be doing pretty good, really. You're getting ready for your surgery, I take it, Friday?
Yeah, it's Friday, Dave. Put it off a little while. It's not until 11 now. I'm going to be starving to death that morning.
Oh, they put it off, or you put it on?
They put it off until 11.
Yeah, that means you're not going to eat anything from about midnight till sometime after lunch Friday.
Roger.
Yeah, that stinks. Are they going to allow you any fluids at all?
I think I can have water, but that's probably about all.
That's not fun. Well, I know the alternative. At that time, I would go back to that only real surgery I've had, that gallbladder surgery. They went in for surgery, and it was kind of on the spur of the moment. And I got down there, and they said, I forget what they asked me. And I said, well, I had breakfast, And they go, you had breakfast? I said, yeah, I ate breakfast before you decided on the surgery. You didn't tell me I shouldn't eat breakfast because we weren't talking about it. And so they had to end up sticking one of those tubes down my stomach.
No, that's no fun.
No, so the alternative is just stay on the water and you'll be fine. You won't have to worry about pumping your stomach.
Okay, Paul, I won't hold you. I'm over here at Cracker Barrel waiting on my youngins off work. But back to that, KM4HQE.
Ah, very good, Stan. Very good. You sound great. I can hear, I can kind of tell you're mobile. That was Stan. He's here, I take it, you're over in your Lebanon, are you?
No, I'm here in Mount Juliet down in the hole.
Ah, okay, very good. That's Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. He's mobile here in Mount Juliet. Normally over in Lebanon, where he lives. Who else south, please come in?
KF4, the MQ.
I think that was KM4, is it Delta Mike Quebec?
KF4, DMQ.
KF4. I'm sorry. KF4 Delta Mike Kilo in the first name. I don't think we've talked before.
Joanne, that's on this thing.
Very good, Joanne. Where are you located?
Evansville.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Evansville. I'm Ed's ex-wife. Better half.
I'm sorry. Whose wife did you say you were?
I'm Ed's better half.
Well, yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad he got you in there. That's great. And you mean Ed in here in Gladeville? You mean?
State rag.
Oh, okay. I don't think you checked in with your call before. That's why I wasn't sure, because there's another Ed that checks in here from right up here near Mount Juliet. But yeah, it's good to have you in there, Joanne. I think that's the first time I've heard you.
Yeah, that's right. I hardly ever do it. He just hollered in there a while ago and told me to come in here and do it. So I thought, well, why not? Every now and then I got to make sure that everybody knows I still got a call sign. So.
No, that's good. It is interesting to me, though, that I don't know what the reason is that even women who have, ham calls don't often get on the air. And I'm wondering if it's because it's dominated by men.
Well, I guess I'm just not into it as much as he is. And so I always doing something. And I will come in every now and then and check in. But other than that, that's just about it. So.
Oh, I got you. No, we're glad to have you in there, Joanne. You sound good. Is Ed around tonight?
Well, I didn't get that last one, but I do want to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all letting me come in. And so this is KF4DMQ. We clear.
Yeah, very good, Joanne. That was Joanne Kilo Foxtrot 4 Delta Mike Quebec, and she is in Shake Rag, just down there near Shelbyville. And she's the better half of Ed. Is Ed in there tonight?
Oh, yeah, good afternoon, Paul. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Yeah, I heard the lady in there earlier saying that need to get more females in to check in with you, so I kind of ragged her pretty hard about coming in.
Oh, no, that's true. There's a couple of other hams that have their better halves have calls. They just don't get on the air. I don't hear them too often, let me put it that way. And it's nice to have them in there, really.
Well, I enjoy it when she talks on it, and it makes me feel like the effort she put in it is worth her time there. But anyway, I appreciate it, Paul, and all the ones on the net there. Enjoy listening. You usually get in here on the tail end. So appreciate it, and we'll check in with you another time, Paul. I hope you've had a real good net thus far. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Have a great night.
Yeah, very good. That was the lesser half, Ed, the Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee, and he's in Shake Rag as well. And that's Joanne and Ed down in Shake Rag. Who else south, please come in?
Kilo Mike 4 November Yankee.
Hey, Bill, you doing all right?
Just doing terrific. That's the way it always ought to be.
Well, yeah, that's true. Although, you know what makes it even better is when, I know it sounds silly, but you ever notice that when you have really bad days, now whether it's through pain or through discomfort or you don't get enough sleep or there's some kind of headache or, and then you appreciate the good times so much more.
Oh, I appreciate them all, because one of these days they're going to run out.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. We're the only animal on earth that knows of our ultimate demise.
Well, that's probably true.
Yeah, I think it is anyway. I don't know. It's hard for me to ask the dog because they don't understand what I'm asking them.
They probably don't care.
No, they don't. They care about me feeding them, petting them, grooming them, putting them out, and taking them places. And yeah, they're fun. I love my dog. All right, very good, Bill. Good to hear you in there. You got a great signal and a great attitude, I might add. That's Kilo Mike 4 November Yankee. Bill down in Murfreesboro. Who else, Sal?
K4IDC.
Hey, Robin. What was I going to tell you? Oh, chiggers ate me alive, man.
Well, take heart. They're all dead now.
They're all dead? How'd you manage that?
All the ones that bit you, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Man. I'd never encountered those before, so it was quite a shock to me.
You You never had jigger bites before?
Never. And I haven't spent a lot of time in the field here, in Tennessee, but I spent a lot of time in both in New York and as a kid and as an adult, and in Florida, and never chiggers, not once.
Well, that's me. One of the most unusual things anyone's ever told me.
Well, I thought I've heard of them, and my wife said she got into a chiggers one time years ago, and I said, okay, whatever, and I just thought it was odd that I had never encountered them before.
I think it's very odd.
Maybe I'm up until recently, a natural repellent.
Well, maybe that is it.
I don't have any idea, but I guarantee you, every time I go out in the woods again, I'm going to be putting off on my legs.
Well, I would recommend it. Yeah. Thank you very much for taking care of that. I was very pleasantly surprised to see that now 3 of the crepe myrtles are blooming.
Oh yeah, they're doing great. They really are. I just boy, I swear that what do you call it? That soaker hoses actually need more pressure than they get.
Yeah, it probably is. It's designed for a tap. So, but I have blooming wildflowers in the iris bed.
Yeah, no, they look good. I saw those. Oh, I don't know if I saw them blooming. I saw them up.
Yeah, not many blooms, but a few. So I was, I sowed those just on a curiosity base to see if I would manage to get any blooms before the first frost, and I have. So I'm happy.
Let's hope we have a frost this year. Last winter was very mild.
Yeah, well, didn't use much firewood last year at all.
Yeah. Did I ask you about that? Was there a turtle in that pond, or was that just a big frog?
There has been a turtle since we repaired it, and there was a huge snapping turtle in it before we repaired it.
Yeah, because I didn't see him, but I heard the splash, and then I saw this trail in the mud, in the silt, and I thought, that looks a little less like a frog jumping.
Yeah, probably was a turtle.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, the deer like that pond too, I noticed.
Oh yeah, there's been a doe with twin spotted fawns out here for weeks.
Yeah, I don't like them either. They carry ticks.
And jiggers.
Yeah, I guess they do. How they must have no sensitivity to those kind of bites, because there's ticks on all those deer, and they don't seem to be scratching themselves all day long like you or I would.
Yeah, I don't know how all that works.
No, neither do I. Well, very good, Robin. That's Robin, Kilo 4, India Delta Charlie. Lives over there by Percy Priest, about 6 miles south of me, here in Matuli. Who else, Sal?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hey, very good. How you doing there, Larry?
I'm doing good. What have you been doing? What have you done?
When I was going over and helping water some flowers, some newly planted things over at Robin's house, and he was away from the house for a few days, and I ended up walking through just the normal woody area around his house. I got a whole slew of chiggers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant, what have you been doing out west? Seems like we got a lot of people from the west where we usually just have 2 or 3.
Yeah, there was quite a few, absolutely. Yeah, you usually have a lot from the south for certain. It's funny how it just changes sometimes. Sometimes there's really slim pickings, and it is odd. I keep track of who checks in, but I don't know. Just whoever shows up, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. Let's carry on. KE4 SYV.
Yeah, that was Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and he's over in Rockvale. Who else south, please come on?
Kilo India 4 Recheck Delta November.
Hey, recheck, hold on, unless you got something important.
Well, I just want to say this. You heard of a murder of crows, a flock of birds, and a slew of ticks, or chiggers. I learned something tonight.
A slew of chiggers, is that what it is?
That's what you said, so I learned something tonight. Carry on. Have a good night, Katie. 4-6, you like clear.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can take that one to the bank, but it was a horde of chiggers. I must have had 150 bites on my leg. And they itch like crazy. All right, let's see. We finished with Larry. Okay, David, there you are. We were debating what you call a whole bunch of chiggers. How you doing, David?
Oh, I'm doing all right, Mr. Paul. I don't have no chiggers today. That's a good thing.
Oh man, I don't know how. You know, when I get things like that, whether it's ticks or when I, like in this case, I never had chiggers before, ticks or mosquitoes or any kind of the bugs, you can get on ants, all the millions. I was in Florida, and that's bug heaven down there. I often wonder what in fact, I saw some pictures, historical pictures of Tampa, the turn of around the late 1800s, 1890s. And they actually had ways of trying to keep the flies and the bugs off of horses, that had carriages in town, before there were cars. And it showed these things to keep it was almost like a canvas covering to keep the underside of the it's just unbelievable that what they had to put up with before they finally decided how they get rid of the bugs around town.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure of it. I know I was outside, my daughter and myself was out planting trees today, and little sweat beets were just by the hundreds out there. Really bothered her.
I know you could go, like in Florida, you could go in a area, well, I'll spare you the story, but me and the sons walked out to do something in this field, and it was soggy because it had rained earlier in the day or the day before. As soon as we got out there, we got attacked by hundreds, if not thousands, of mosquitoes, and we ended up running for our lives to get back out of the field. And that's what I can't imagine what the earlier explorers went through when they came through the South. They must have gone insane.
Oh, they probably had an old Indian treatment of some kind. They rubbed something on them to keep them off, I bet.
I don't know. I think I'd be carrying around a smoke generator.
That probably worked. Well, anyway, first of all, have a good one. Appreciate what you do, sir. Carry on. KI4NDN.
Yeah, very good. And I think next week you've got the net with the Rutherford County Simplex Net on Tuesday night, and I'll be putting out an announcement on that as well.
All right. We sure appreciate it, sir. It's the first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, very good. Yep, a good net, too. It's a good emergency preparedness net for your Aries group there in Rutherford County. Well, very good, David. That was Kilo India 4 November Delta November, and he's down in Reedyville. That's where he is. And he does that net usually for the Rutherford County. Who else, Sal? Anybody else, Sal? Late check-ins, any place, anywhere, please come in.
Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar, Quebec.
Hey, I appreciate you haven't gone to bed yet. That's great.
Well, my wife made me watch a movie, but it was a good one. So anyway, yeah, the conditions are good. I heard everybody really good.
Well, you've got an excellent receive antenna on the top of that tower, man. You're doing great.
I redid my coax today too. I had a problem. I had a short or some kind in my coax and some of my jumpers, and it was weird because 2 meters would continue to work, but 440, 70 centimeters just quit working altogether. I could receive, but I couldn't transmit. The ALC would just knock down the power to nothing.
Yeah, you told me you were having difficulties there, but it was all a coax problem.
It was. I fixed it. Anyway, remember I was telling you about chiggers. Now you know.
Oh yeah, I do know. It's they're like the enemy, the hidden enemy. Because do you ever see how small those things are? Have you ever looked at one of those things?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. I think I can get it in between my time to live 2 minutes on this radio. When I first moved to Nashville, even before we were coming out looking for apartments, we went to this farm that my wife's great-great-grandparents owned. And when we got there, the whole property was covered in tobacco plants. And apparently, or maybe it wasn't, never mind, it was a big field. We walked in that field all day, me and my brother-in-law. We came back home. The next day we got up. Oh, my God. I was in a bathtub for like 2 days straight. I bet you I had 50 bites. My wife's a nurse practitioner. She said all my lymph nodes were swollen.
just from too much of their whatever they drag into your body. I mean,
Yeah, and did you know that they bite and only stay on for maybe a couple hours and then drop off? Some bite and drop right off.
huh, I didn't know that. I know I picked a few off, and I actually I was able to see with enough light that as small as they are, I could see them moving across the skin of my leg.
You could. Wow, I've never seen that. I know they're teeny. Yeah, there's a lot of folklore about chiggers that putting nail polish on suffocates them out. And nail polish does work, but what it does is it just keeps you from scratching it. Because if you scratch it, it scratches worse. I'm sure you know that by now.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. I just suffered my way through it. I learned that I could take because I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where, but I could take an antihistamine, which helped a great deal on that scratch issue.
I get them all the time now. I mean, I had probably 30 or 40 this summer. I just learned to leave them alone. If you don't itch them, as hard as that is, they go away faster and they don't get as nasty.
Oh yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that a lot. Yeah, it's just nasty stuff. It's I know that everything's got to eat, but they don't have to want to eat my legs. It's just ugly stuff. Well, very good, Dennis. You doing all right? Otherwise, oh, did you resolve that issue with your with that what was it? Your Wi-Fi switch there?
No, well, it's not. I moved it and it's not as bad. But somebody told me you can buy coax that is coax that has a shielding on it. So not coax. I mean Cat 5 that's shielded. So I'm going to order some of that.
Yep, I'm with you. Same way with there's a lot of computer speakers that now, or just desktop speakers and computer speakers that have the shielded cable.
I was going to tell you something else, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I went to see my cardiologist today, and my calcium score still is 725, which is normal is 100. So it means I have tons of calcium around my heart, but my stress test was totally normal. So he just told me to try to eat as good as I can for the rest of my life.
Wait a minute, you said you got a calcium score with what?
725. Normal is 100. 300 is high. But he's seeing scores of 4,000 and 5,000. So I don't really understand that test very much. It's just a general indication of how much calcium is around your heart. And plaque, hardening of the arteries, plaque is mostly calcium.
Huh. I didn't know that. Yes. No, I'm not sure they know anything either. I mean, if he wasn't able to give you something definitive on that, it's kind of funny to me.
Well, a lot of the tests aren't 100% accurate, and that's because the ones that are kind of invasive, and they just don't do them unless they have to. Like catheterization, they could get a more definitive answer by doing a catheterization, but there's so much risk involved. They do the low risk stuff first.
Oh yeah, no. Anytime you start sticking stuff in your body, it's risky.
But I'm in good shape. I've been walking a mile of hills almost every day, so I'm doing good. But anyway, thanks for having the net, Paul. And I keep missing the Kentucky net. I'm gonna make it one of these Tuesdays or whatever it is. So anyway, I'll back to that WWOQ.
Yeah, the one from Bowling Green is doing that Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 on that 146 430.
I'm trying to make Thursday. I got to go to North Carolina tomorrow night, but I'm leaving at midnight, so I'll do it tomorrow.
Very good. Hopefully, I'll be there as well. All right, that was Dennis, Whiskey 9, Bravo, Oscar, Quebec. He's got a great system up there. Put up a 70-foot tower and an X700 antenna on top of that. And he's burying my needle, but I'm sure, and he's able to copy everybody on the net all the way down to Shake Rag, so he's doing great because he's in Castellian Springs, and of course it's Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec if you want to look him up on the map. And Dennis, anybody else late checking?
KB4 RSM.
All right, forgive me, but I forgot your name.
Glenn here in Mount Juliet. Good evening, Paul. Just late getting checked in here. I was out having a late dinner.
Ah, very good. Did you go any place special around here?
We went into Providence and ate at the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice casual place to go. I happen to like that fireplace they have. I want one of those.
Yeah, I'm big into that in the winter when it's cold, and a lot of times try to, want to sit near that thing, but you can't always do it.
I got you. Yeah, sorry about that, Glenn. I should remember your call. Yeah, where are you in Mount Juliet?
Right here at basically 109 and 40.
Oh, yeah, that's 109 and 40. Okay, I keep forgetting that. I'll memorize it next time. Appreciate that, Glenn. That's Glenn, KD4, RSM, Kilo Delta 4, Romeo Sierra Mike, right there at the corner of 109 and 40. Who else? Anybody else late check-in?
It's Kilowatt Bravo 4, KB4.
I'm sorry about that. I'm glad you corrected me on that. Kilowatt Bravo for Romeo Sierra Mike, correct?
Roger, correct.
All right, very good. Sorry about that, Glenn. I'll get it straight one of these days. Anybody else before we move on to Lollygaggers territory?
WB0 LO, don't want to be a lollygagger.
KI4SIB.
All right, hold on, Richard. I got Mark in there before you. You're both relatively late, but glad to have you in there. How are you doing, Mark?
Doing good, Paul. Just been grocery shopping today, so I had a rather menial day.
I don't care to do a whole lot of grocery shop. I'm one of those guys that just goes in for the bread, milk, eggs, cookies, and cereal.
Yeah, well, I called Publix and called ahead this time and ordered cookies. And I told the guys that I wanted 5 dozen, and I was going to put some in the freezer, but he gave me 5 boxes of 2 dozen each. So I'm going to have a special on cookies over here.
Well, try not to eat them all at once.
Yeah, I'll try. All righty. Well, have a good evening. Just barely made it. WB0 NOL.
Yep, got into the tail end. Good to have you in there, though, Mark. That was Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. He's over in Hermitage. And, of course, then I got Richard, KI4. I had to think about it 1 second. SIB. How you doing, Richard?
I'm tired, Paul. This new schedule she's on is getting next to me a little bit, to be honest with you. But we're going to make it. And speaking of grocery shopping, that's where I was when you started this, trying to put up groceries, because I had some stuff that had to go in the freezer and some stuff that had to go in the fridge. And I was a little later shopping than I meant to be, but I just procrastinated, I guess. I don't have any other excuse. But anyway, I just wanted to get in here and say good evening and 73 to everybody on the net. Appreciate what you do. Y'all carry on. Hope everything's good. KI4SIB, back to you.
Yeah, very good, Richard. Good to have you in there. That was Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo. Better late than never, and we're always glad to have everybody, whoever comes in. We joke about lollygaggers and late check-ins, but it's always good to have everybody in there. He's over in Lebanon, just west of Lebanon. Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo. Anybody else? Lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, and in-time survivalists. Please come in. All righty, we wrapped it up with 28, which is a little higher than average, and it's a good number. Oh, they're all good numbers. Wouldn't matter, because we used to start this net, and we used to have a handful, 6 or 8 on the net. It's just as much fun as it is now. But anyway, it was great to have everybody. Don't forget, we're going to do that breakfast Saturday morning at Courtney's. Since this is a 5-weekend month, and we skipped one of the breakfasts this month due to the Ham Fest, so we might as well have it this Saturday, and then there'll be another one 2 weeks later, which will be the 2nd Saturday of the next month. So we'll be in good. It'll be the 2nd and the 4th of September. So we'll be in good shape. It's Courtney's this coming Saturday. I'll put out a reminder. Good to have everybody in there, and I'm closing that K4P.